Okay, everybody. It is Thanksgiving Eve. It is November 23rd. But I ran my first full out today, and it was really good. I ran two. Not perfect by any means, but to be honest, if I did what I just did in practice on stage, I would not be upset. Now, of course, again, I would be like, man, that wasn't exactly it, but I would not be mad at all. So I am very happy with that. Thanksgiving is tomorrow. We go back to no carbs. So I've had 2 days of fun. But tomorrow it's back to the grind. And honestly, I'm not missing out. I don't care. I actually love Thanksgiving. It's my favorite holiday. One, because of the food, but two, just because I just love Thanksgiving. I love what happens on Thanksgiving, being with your family and just lounging and spending time and all that stuff. So Reagan, my daughter, was trying to eat the decor at this gym. So anyway, all that to say, I'm still going to get what I want out of Thanksgiving without food. So anyway, so that being said, now that the routine, I feel like the routine round is safe. And when I say that, I mean, I don't have worry about it, because I was worried about it, to be honest. I was like, I'm going to have to get on stage. Am I going to have a routine to do? Am I going to be able to do this routine? So getting through the first full out for me is okay, we know that we're going to be able to do it. So now that I feel safe, okay, we're good at, if what I just did is the worst that it's probably going to be, good. Now I feel better to push it even more with getting peeled. Because I already told you guys, I'll do whatever. I'm going to do all this cardio. But at the same time, I was trying to preserve my body for the routine, because I was I need to have energy to be able to do this routine. And so now that I know that I can do the routine, I'm you know what? Let's go balls to the wall on trying to get shredded. Obviously, there's only 3 weeks left, so it's not I can get super insane, crazy peeled. But I know that now I feel comfortable completely emptying my tank on conditioning. That's the thing about fitness, is you have to find a balance between conditioning and performance. Every other division doesn't have a performance aspect, so it doesn't matter how bad you feel. It truly does not matter. In fitness, you do have to strike a balance, but again, now that I feel like my routine round is safe, I'm forget the balance, let's get peeled, or as diced as we can get in 3 weeks. So anyway, that's the update. We're moving in a couple days. We're moving on Saturday. We drive for 3 days. I think I already said that. Should be pretty painless. We've done a lot of drives this year, so yeah, just very excited. Reagan, you want to say hi?
Hi, Daddy.
Hi, and yeah, so that's the beginning of this week.
Chest up. Yay! Do a jump. Show our muscles.
Okay, so it's Friday night. It's almost midnight, and we're about to go do cardio. Just got Reagan dressed because she's still awake. We're going to the garage, and I'll show you guys a picture of her in a second. But we're moving this weekend, so we've spent all day just at U-Haul and getting the tow trailer hitch and all this stuff we've just been doing. I know the background doesn't look like we're moving because we still got a bunch of stuff in here, but tomorrow we'll do that all day. But anyway, it's been a really long day, so it's almost midnight and we're doing a family workout. I'm about to go to cardio. Ruben's gonna hit chest, and Reagan's gonna watch TV because she's so awake. Okay, finished my cardio. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I gotta do a face mask before I go to bed. Anyway, it's 65 minutes. I mean, really, I'm just supposed to do an hour, but I was watching Holiday Baking Championship, and I needed to see who made it to the finale. So I stayed and walked for the remainder. Reagan, stop. Hold. How many lollipops do you have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
There's only 2.
ไหนอะป้า
Okay. So let me tell you guys. So this is what like this week's vlog is pretty much all going to be about, I think. So obviously I did my routine on Wednesday, like went amazing. Like I'm so happy with that, and I feel like now I have a lot less stress when it comes to that part of the performance weekend. And like I already said, now I really feel like we can push the conditioning. But here's what this week is going to be about. None of that. We are moving to California, and like I said in yesterday's video, did cardio at like 1 o'clock in the morning or midnight because we were just gone all day trying to do U-Haul stuff. So today it's day 2 of trying to get a trailer hitch attached to my car. Ordered the parts from Advanced Auto Parts online because we had to do it online. Good. If we wanted the Black Friday deal. So we had to do it online. Did it last night because we're at Camping World to actually get it installed. Did it last night. We're gonna pick it up in the morning, come to Camping World, get it installed. We get to Advanced Auto Parts and they're like, no, we only have an order for one of the parts. We don't have the order for the other part. And we're like showing them the receipt. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. We ordered both. And they're like, no, we refunded you for the second part. We don't know why it got canceled, but it got canceled. So then, again, because we wanted the Black Friday discount, because the stuff's expensive, it's not cheap, we had to order online again, wait for it to come through their thing. I realized I left my wallet at home, so, like, we had, like, put all of our moving money in my account, so I had to, like, transfer it to Ruben, like, all this stuff. So we finally got it done. Now we're at Camping World. Reagan's eating candy all over this display furniture, so hopefully stays off. But I mean, it's already 11 o'clock and we haven't even picked up our trailer. Our house is still a mess, but you know what? I'm just trying to remember that it really doesn't matter. Like, ultimately, at the end of the day, we're going to get to California. When we get to California, we wanted to leave today because Ruben's supposed to have an interview on Tuesday, so that would have gotten us there on Monday. He would have had an interview on Tuesday. So now we're leaving tomorrow, and he's going to have to push his interview, but, like, it's not a big deal. But, like, I just have to realize the worst thing that's going to happen is that Ruben has to push his interview. Like, that's the only single thing that's time sensitive. I'm not starting work until after the Olympia. And our house actually doesn't close until after we leave. So it's not like we have to get out of the house. So it's like, I'm just trying to remain low stress because it really doesn't matter. And being high stress about it also doesn't make it run any smoother. In fact, I feel like if you guys have ever like been in a rush and then like you drop your keys and then your jacket gets caught on the door, like all these things happen when you're like stressed. And so I'm just like, Andrea, relax. Plus cortisol is not good for bodybuilding. So just trying to do what we can, and when it gets done, it gets done. Got to get the house all packed up and put everything out on the curb today because some people have said they want to buy stuff, but then they're like, oh, I can't get a truck or this, that. So it's all going to be given away pretty much. I think we're going to get a storage unit for some of our gym equipment. We're just like, we're not giving that away. We're not leaving it out on the curb. We're going to probably store some stuff. So we have a lot to do, but again, just remaining low stress about it. I did a little bit of cardio this morning. I got 30 minutes done. I'll do 30 minutes at some point again today. Is that good?
My wheel.
Yeah. Yeah.
My
But yeah, I'm trying to think of what else I wanted to talk about, but I guess that's it for now. Just getting this trailer hitch installed and getting this move going. So let me update you guys. Let me turn this down. It took like 5 hours at that place to get that tow hitch installed. And then it was like $500 just the labor. We had already spent like $200 on parts, which if we would have known that, U-Haul was $400, including the parts and installation. It doesn't matter. There's nothing we can do about it. And I'm just trying to keep that at the forefront is like, Andrea, it really doesn't matter. Even though I am very overwhelmed. And Ruben's a procrastinator. He's tardy all the time. He's very flexible. He's very fluid. He doesn't plan. So this is like no big deal to him. But for me, I'm like, our plan was leave by this day, pick up this at this time, get this done by this time, have this out by this time, get on the road by this time. Like, I have this whole itinerary planned. But the thing is, it doesn't actually matter. It's a completely arbitrary itinerary that is completely flexible. Because I don't remember if I said it like in my earlier recording. So if I did, sorry. Our house doesn't even close until the 1st. So, we were planning to leave early, but like, we don't have to leave that early. We just wanted to be in California before nationals, because we're going to NPC nationals. So anyway, all that to say, we're still in Memphis, and we are still going to be in Memphis tomorrow, which is my birthday. So I'm going to spend my whole birthday packing. Although I am very excited. Sorry, now I'm getting long-winded, but I'm very excited because Christine Kane is preaching at our church tomorrow. And I remember last weekend when they were like, oh, Christine Kane's going to be at church next weekend. And I was like, man, we're going to be gone. Like, I love her. So now we're not going to be gone. So would you look at God? So I actually am very excited to see her live because I've seen her live a couple times and I follow her on Instagram and she's just so good. So anyway, that's how my birthday will be spent. Christine Kane at church and then packing the U-Haul and we are going to get a storage unit. Nobody cares about all this. Okay, so let's talk about bodybuilding. I think I have finally come into a space mentally where I'm actually just ready to go have fun at this show. I think because we got all of our stuff, we got all this stuff in the email and they sent us like our entire itinerary and they're like, meet the Olympians is at this time. And if you want to bring memorabilia for your fans to sign and this and that. And like, we talked to Alan Sizemore, he's the chairman of NPC Tennessee, talked to him on the phone today. And he's like, yeah, like he's talking to me and Ruben because we're both going to the Olympia, obviously. And he's like, and his wife, Becca, she's a fitness pro and she went to the Olympia a long time ago. So he has experience with this and he's just like, you are going to have the best experience if all you focus on is the experience. Like, don't worry about what call out you're in. Don't worry about what place you're in. Don't worry about anything but like soaking up this experience. It is your first Olympia. Like, of course you're competitive and you want to do well, but nobody's expecting you to go win. And that's okay. Like, it's okay if your expectation is just to go. And I think I just really needed to hear that from someone other than like people in my circle who are going to say that to me regardless. Like, oh, just have fun, just enjoy it. Like, I think just to hear that from him, I'm like, you know what? Like, obviously I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to, bring in my conditioning as tight as I possibly can. Like, I'm not going to let my foot off the gas in that way. But I think mentally I just feel this sense of relief, especially because, like I said, I feel really good about my routine. And I'm just like, just have fun, Andrea. Like, how amazing is this that you get to go be on this stage? Like, literally, even if I get dead last, like, there are people who would die to be able to be on that stage at all. And so it's like, I just have to keep that in perspective. I think for me, there's just like, I'm a very competitive person. And then, like, we all want to rank, right? And so, I mean, of course I still want to, but I don't think that I'm just not as like charged up about that as much anymore. So Anyway, that's really good. That's my update there. Like I said, I just did cardio. I'm just posing a little bit in here just because we've really not been, we worked out on Thanksgiving, but then yesterday was spent pretty much all day at U-Haul. Today was spent all day at U-Haul, well, at Camping World. So I just haven't posed, and I need to be posing every day. So I'm just getting some, yes, baby, you're thirsty. She's thirsty. Just getting some reps in. After I get a drink for my daughter who is thirsty. Morning, everybody. It's my birthday. It's Sunday, November 27th. I just wanted to show you guys this. My husband blew up balloons and put them by the treadmill because I have birthday cardio. So I'm doing cardio. I'm just doing 30 minutes right now. Then we are going to church. So I already told you guys I'm so excited to see Christine Kane. Then today, really, hopefully there are no problems at U-Haul because we still don't actually have the trailer. We've spent the last 2 days doing the trailer hitch, getting installed onto my vehicle. So today, hopefully there's no hiccups actually picking up the trailer so that we can get all this stuff into storage out of our house, packed up so that we can leave tomorrow. But again, I can't deal with this. I'm just trying to stay low stress about it. But I really want to get on the road tomorrow. Whew, it's windy. So we made it to church. But Christine Kane's not here today. I snuck and looked on the live stream at the 9:30 service, and she's not today. So, I mean, it's fine. Like, we come to church anyway, so I'm glad to get another service, but I thought it was going to be Christine Kane.
What season you're in. And I feel the weight of that. And let me just encourage you today that don't call something bad that God has ordained for your good. That God, I don't know, listen, I don't know.
Y'all, the devil is trying. Like, we go to U-Haul to finally pick up the trailer. Mind you, we were supposed to be gone yesterday. Like, we were supposed to leave yesterday. We should be in Flagstaff, Arizona now, and we're still in Memphis, Tennessee. We go to U-Haul. First off, it's over $100 more than the quote I have in my email. So I'm already irritated about that because, again, our installation is now over $300, $200 or $300 more than the original quote that we got was. And they get the price down because I'm like, you know what, I can't pay that much. Get the price down, they go to put it on, they're like, oh, you don't have the lighting kit. What lighting kit? Yeah, you're supposed to have a lighting kit. They didn't tell you that when they installed this? No, they didn't. They were the ones who told us what to buy. And then they installed it, and they took all day to do it, and they charged us per hour. So now I'm pissed because these people basically at Camping World tried to be helpful, but were not helpful at all and are now costing us like over $1,000 to do something that U-Haul would have done in a one-stop shop for $400. And I'm just irritated because Camping World made it seem like it was like a better and easier to do it through them, and it was not easier, and it was more expensive, and we're still missing parts. So now I have scheduled a lighting install at U-Haul tomorrow. We couldn't get our trailer because we don't have the lighting to attach. So if you guys have ever seen like a trailer, like when the car hits their brakes, the brake lights on the trailer go off. We don't have a kit for that. So we cannot drive our trailer. They like won't rent it to us because like, well, you don't have lights. This isn't safe. So I scheduled the U-Haul, the lighting installation, and I rescheduled the trailer pickup for tomorrow. But we're definitely not getting out of here tomorrow, which means we're not going to be on the road until Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is when we would be in California, but Friday is when we're supposed to fly to Florida for NPC Nationals. So that means we're either going to need to push our driving and drive like 15 hours a day instead of 10, which mathematically doesn't sound that long, like it's only 5 more hours, but it's 5 additional hours on the road. Like, it's insane. And we have a 2-year-old, in case you forgot. Or, I don't know, we have to figure something else out about nationals. So I don't know, the message at church today was basically like, doesn't matter, like if you're in a season, a good season, a bad season, they're all God seasons, like everything in your life is ordained by God, and it might seem bad, and maybe it is bad, you know, when you're looking at the micro level, but when you zoom out and look at the macro, like, it's for the advancement of God, and it maybe is to bring you closer to God, and we've obviously experienced that. I mean, I don't know how many of you know a lot about like whatever's been going on, but like we've certainly had a long couple years and a very tumultuous season, and it has been, I would say, you know, coming out of it now, it's like, yeah, it absolutely did. It made me for sure like look more towards God. So anyway, I'm just trying to stay calm. Ruben is already very calm. Like, he's like, you know, it is what it is. We'll figure it out. Like, he's already very flexible. That's just not my style. I just don't have a choice for it to do that. So I have check-ins tomorrow. I'm trying to keep my stress low so that I don't like weigh 100,000 pounds heavier tomorrow because my cortisol is high and my water retention is high. I already did 30 minutes of cardio this morning. I still have 30 minutes left tonight. Not like I get some delicious birthday dinner. We're at Kroger, so I assume Ruben's gonna cook me some meal prep meal that at least tastes good, because what I've been eating recently, it doesn't even taste good. I mean, it's not nasty, but it's not. We don't eat for enjoyment. When you're 2.5 weeks out from the Olympia, you're not eating for enjoyment at all. So I think he's gonna cook me something from my meal plan, but it actually tastes good. But yeah, so that's this week's video. It's crazy because I thought that by the end of this week's video, I would be in California. Like, in my mind, that's what I said at the beginning. Like, that's what this video is going to be. You're going to see our road trip. You're going to see this and that. And by the time this video is published, I'm probably still going to be in Memphis. So anyway, I guess like the point of this is just to show like everybody has a curveball during prep, and we're all dealing with something during prep, and it's just like you just have to figure out how to make it work, right? Because it's so easy to be like, oh my gosh, my prep was so hard. I had to deal with this. I had to deal with that. And like, you know, it's easy to get into the mindset of like, man, well, my prep would have been better if this wouldn't have happened to me, or if that wouldn't have happened to me. And you know what? Like, maybe my prep would have been better if this particular thing wouldn't have happened. But it's like, literally every single person has some sort of curveball, and it's just like the thing that separates you is just how you deal with it and what your mindset is. And so, again, just trying to stay positive. There's nothing that I can do about it. So just gonna, you know, stick to the plan. There's nothing that I'm not gonna feel better by going off my plan or by skipping cardio or anything like that. So I might as well just continue to work my plan. At least at the end of it, I'll feel good about what I put on the Olympia stage. Hello, everybody. It is Monday, November 28th. Still in Memphis, but we do have a trailer. We do have a storage unit. So now we're doing the same thing we've been doing or been trying to do, which is pack and get things thrown away. We put a bunch of stuff on the curb. We've sold some things. The people buying the house just came and did a walkthrough with their contractor. Just talking about things that they're going to change, whatever. Okay, so let's talk about bodybuilding. The list came out. Obviously, I already knew that was the list, but that's like the official Olympia qualified list. And of course, because of the type of person that I am, I'm like, okay, who am I going to come out with? I'm back. So, as I was saying, because of the type of person that I am, I'm like, I want to see who's in my group, what, all that stuff. So there are 20 of us. So my assumption is that they will do 2 groups of 7 and a group of 6. So if that's the case, I will be the first person on stage in my group. And I'm not talking about call out. Okay, so let me go back just a little bit for those of you who don't exactly understand how it works. The first thing they do is bring you out in groups in alphabetical order. So they'll bring out, again, there's 20 of us. They'll probably bring out 2 groups of 7 and group 6. They bring out the first group of 7, do quarter turns. Okay, thank you, clear the stage. Next group of 7, next group of 6. So we all do quarter turns just in alphabetical order. Nobody gets moved around. It's just so that they can get a first look. Then we come on stage individually and do our individual posing routines. That's we get 45 seconds for that. And then they bring us all out, line us up on the sides of the stage and do call outs. And call outs, I expect to probably maybe be 6 people. Okay, so Reagan's here now. Oh, she was gonna cut my hair with her plastic scissors. Here, cut my hair. Okay, so anyway, all that to say, I'm like, who am I gonna be on stage with? And if they do 2 groups of 7 and then a group of 6, I will be number 1 in the first group of 7, meaning I'll be the first person on stage, which means I'll be far right. None of that matters. The only thing that I wanted to see was who will I be on stage with? Who will my group be? And let me tell you, my group is stacked. I will absolutely, and I'm not saying this to be like shady towards myself, like I'm not saying this as a knock to myself at all. I'm saying this really to express express like how high caliber competition I'm going to be in. I am absolutely going to be the weakest physique on stage at that time. It's me. I will be standing right next to Oksana, who, for those of you who don't know, is a 4-time Fitness Olympia champion. She got 4th last year, but 3rd or 4th. She's always in the top 5. Again, she's a 4-time champ. So I will be directly next to Oksana. I'm so sorry. Okay, so I will be next to Oksana, I already said. And I don't remember the exact order. Obviously, these are going to be alphabetical. Then, there's Stephanie Jones, who it will be her Olympia debut. But she is stacked. Always one of the best physiques. She won Toronto Pro this year, fun fact. There will be Ariel Kadar, who is our current reigning Miss Fitness International. There will be, who else is on that? Who else? Sarah Kovac. I think that's how you say her name. Kovac. I don't know. I don't know how many times she's been to the Olympia. Several times. She's a multi-time champion. I think she won Chicago Pro this year. It makes 2 in a row for her winning Chicago Pro. And who else? I'm missing somebody. Allison Kramer. Allison is probably going to be the closest to me. But, I mean, I don't think that Allison's going to smoke me, but I do think Allison's going to beat me. She won Night of Champions last year, and her shape is just insane. I think she has the smallest waist in our division. She has an hourglass X-frame. Anyway, all that to say is just like, I'm going to be on stage with some hitters, which is amazing. It's amazing that I get to be on stage at the same time as Oksana and Ariel. Like, I get to literally be on stage with them. But it's also scary, right? Like, it's scary and it's weird to go on stage pretty much knowing that I will be the weakest one there. But at the same time, it's like, that's the cool thing about this, is that, like, this is such a big pond. Like, and it's okay that I'm a small fish right now. Like, this is the biggest pond there is. And so the fact that I get to be in it is just amazing. And I think I've talked about this before, but I keep like swinging back and forth between being completely terrified and being nervous and having anxiety and being anxious about how I'm going to rank and how I'm going to do and how I'm going to look and how I'm going to compare. But I think just like seeing that that's going to be my group, I'm like, Andrea, just have fun. Like, just have fun. Like, this is amazing. This is literally like this is the most important competition I've ever had in my career. And it's the biggest bodybuilding show in the world. Like, why are you stressed out? Or why do you have anxiety about where you might rank? Like, you made it to the Olympia. So anyway, I'm just trying to like keep my head there, always pushing, but just not having any expectations. So, okay, let's talk about moving, everybody. Still in Memphis, but we got the U-Haul. And Ruben just sold a bunch of stuff. So we put a bunch of stuff on the curb, like just for people to come get. And some people were, looking around getting stuff. And then these people came over and they're like, you guys are moving? Like, we would have bought your house for cash. One of our neighbors. So anyway, we're like, sorry, it's already like under contract. But then Ruben, of course, because this is how Ruben is like talking and chit-chatting. Is there anything that you guys want? So he sold our couch, a futon, a dresser, and a nightstand. So that's actually really great. Sorry, you can hear him. He's on the phone or on FaceTime with one of his clients competing at nationals this weekend. So anyway, sold a bunch of stuff. So that's the blessing about still being here, is that we were able to sell stuff. So I'm just sitting on the floor trying to throw stuff away, and we're about to eat and then get back to packing. We're not going to be on the road tomorrow. We have to figure out our plan. I was supposed to talk about bodybuilding. Sorry. I was talking about bodybuilding. I forgot. I got double days. So I told Haley, you know what? Give me some more cardio. So I am now doing not 2 hours a day, hour 45. So basically 2 hours. Hour 45, 60 minutes fasted, and then 45 later in the day. 4 of those days, that 45 will be split, half hit, half steady. And 3 of those days, it will be just 45 steady. And then she said she will program also full rest days that I don't do cardio, thank you, or lift. So I have a rest day tomorrow. So she's like, no cardio, no lifting. And then from there, I start my cardio regimen and all this stuff. So anyway, I think I'm going to come in, like I said, I'm not going to come in, not going to look like Ariel, right? Not like Jacqueline. But I still think that there is time for me to come in, looking the way that I feel satisfied. To be honest, I don't think I'm going to look tighter than I did at Toronto. I will not be more conditioned than I was at Toronto. But my shape is better and my posing is better and I have more muscularity. So I still think I will consider this my best look, even though it's not my most conditioned look. It's easy for people to only look at conditioning, but it's not about conditioning. It's not a dieting contest. It's a bodybuilding competition. So muscularity and shape and all that stuff does matter. So again, I'm not going to be the most conditioned on stage. I might not even be the most conditioned I have ever been, but I will be my best. So that's good. So anyway, that's it. I'm going to post my check-in photos, and hopefully next week's video, we'll have a road trip in it.